We just spent some time talking about being in love, but what happens when you fall out of love? And the heartbreak is even worse if you aren't the one who decides to end a relationship.
So true. And here to help us realize that there are plenty of fish in the sea, we've got our Jazzy Duck, Dr. Jasmine Singh from UCSF Fresno. Jasmine, great to see you.
Great to see you. Thank you for having me back.
Oh, once again, a great topic for Valentine's Day, because I'm sure there are a lot of broken hearts out there, and Valentine's Day just kind of rubs salt in the wound.
It really does. It really does. I think Valentine's Day creates this cultural expectation that you have to have plans and someone has to be madly in love with you, and it can really be devastating and affect someone's self-esteem. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are many broken hearts out there during this time of year.
Yeah.
How disruptive can that be to a person when they're dealing with heartbreak, not just on Valentine's Day, but maybe any time during the year?
It can be incredibly disruptive. It can alter how someone sees himself, how they see their world, their plans for the future. It can definitely lead to a episode of major depressive disorder easily, and some anxiety as well. So it can be, heartbreak can become something very intense.
So you say here that definitely consider mental health treatment, perhaps even if you've never been to therapy. I mean, it really is almost like a death in the family sometimes. If you've been with someone, let's say 10 years, and you break up, that's a big deal.
Yes, so a breakup can be considered like a change in your role. I think this is a very cool concept. It comes from a type of therapy called interpersonal therapy, and the change in the role is, let's say someone goes from being a girlfriend to being single, or being a married man to a divorced man. This change in role can create a lot of symptoms: anxiety, fear of the future, catastrophic thinking. So this is definitely something that could be happening right now.
So what can we do if we are going through something like this? You say that you should allow yourself to be sad.
Yes. Allow yourself to be sad, but like Stephanie, like you mentioned, if you need mental health treatment, go for it. You could go towards therapy to talk about your experience, or you could even need some medication to help you get through it.
In the meantime, too, do you find that hanging out with friends, exercising, going outside for walks, all that can help too?
All that can absolutely help. We want to prevent isolation. It's very natural once you go through a breakup. You have a choice, essentially. Your one option is to be isolative and keep to yourself and not want to put yourself back out there.
Yes.
It's very hard to get back out there and be vulnerable again and keep an open mind and an open perspective. But if you don't do that, you're limiting yourself and you're limiting your possibilities and your life. So it's important to not isolate, stay out there, try, believe that you can find love.
Yes.
And if you're having trouble doing that, get some mental health treatment, get into therapy, consider medication.
You also say take it easy on yourself. Don't blame yourself for the breakup, even though maybe you weren't the one doing you weren't the one that not caused the split, but you weren't the one breaking up, right?
Correct. That's right. I feel very strongly that you should not and try not to blame yourself for the breakup. It's very easy to think after a breakup, oh, this is all my fault. If only I had done this, if only I had done that. And you get into this spiral of continuing to create these scenarios. But if you adopt a realistic perspective and think, what are the facts of the situation? What did I do? What did the other person do? And then you can have a healthier understanding of what has happened. And from that understanding, you'll get some healing, I think.
Yes. One thing that's helped me with breakups in the past is writing down facts. Because you're right, your mind plays tricks on you, and you think sometimes you picture them rosier than they were.
Absolutely.
Write down those bad feelings you had and how they made you feel, and sometimes seeing it written down helps. And on that note, I like your point about don't let your past hold you back. Don't obsess about the past or paint it differently than it really was.
Your past, your present do not dictate what your future would or could be like. And you bring up this great point about idealization. What that means is we put our partner or former partner on a pedestal. We think they're great, they could do no wrong. And after a breakup, this can become enhanced. You think, oh, the relationship was so good, everything was perfect. But you want to break that type of thinking by being realistic and looking at the facts.
So what if you're having a tough time doing that though? Because sometimes maybe it is your fault. Maybe you did cause something, and now you've got that feeling of guilt and regret along with the heartbreak.
So that's actually very insightful that someone could have the courage to say, I did have a hand in this, and accept that, own it, learn from it. And if you can't shed the guilt and other negative feelings, I think going towards mental health treatment would be excellent.
Yeah. But at the same time, if a relationship is not working, whether it's your fault or not, sometimes it doesn't matter, right? I mean, it's just not working. You're not meant to be together.
That can definitely be the case. If you're not meant to be, you're not meant to be. It's not good to force things.
Yes.
It's good to feel like you're being your authentic self. You're meeting your own needs and your values are matched, and that's the way to go about it.
And that you're listening to your own heart.
Yeah, because I feel like the force thing is about control sometimes. Do you find that?
Yes, absolutely. Who doesn't want to control their life and want absolutely to know what's going to happen? I think that's very natural for human beings to do that. But these things can't be forced. You kind of just have to be flexible, not just in matters of love, but I think in all matters of life, to kind of be realistic, flexible, and try to be as true to yourself as you can.
Yeah. And find a lot of distractions. Right?
Heartbreaks, if you're having trouble with a heartbreak, it's okay to distract yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Find a new hobby. It'll lead you to new friendships, maybe a new relationship, and new support systems. Do something charitable. That can definitely make you feel good about yourself when you're not feeling so good.
Lots of me time.
Lots of me time.
Definitely.
Lots of me time. Without a lot of the wine,
Definitely.
right? That's what makes you call it.
Yeah, gotta be easy on the alcohol for sure.
Easy on the alcohol, not easy on the ice cream. How about that?
Or the chocolate. Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I love what you say, though, to wrap this up. The journey to true love is worth a little pain.
I love that. I love that.
You kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince. That's
Absolutely.
what I think.
The journey to true love is worth the pain.
It is. It's all worth it when you find the one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks so much, Jasmine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the chocolate.
You're very welcome.
I have to invite you back more often.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, you too.
Coming up, everyone, a designer handbag without the high-end price tag. We're going to take you inside Scepter and Sash for another